We're going to do the pour over method, and this is a Melita pour over. And what this essentially is a hand brewed cup of coffee. And the advantage to hand brewing coffee is just that we can pay closer attention to all the details that matter. So in this process, we're in control of the hot water, we're in control of the dose of coffee, and we're controlling how it's actually applied. So in the end, we get a better product based on attention to detail. So at each measurable, the temperature of the water, the grind, and the dose are important, and as I pay attention to each element, I improve the quality. With Buddy Brew Coffee, our secret to the better cup is really freshness. So also brewing that cup specifically for yourself, when you're enjoying it, you end up with a fresher cup. So we're grinding to order, we're using the hot water immediately, and serving the cup immediately. So the first step I want to do is temper the entire filter. So I'm going to take the paper filter itself, which will wash that if there's any residual paper dust, I'm going to eliminate that and heat the ceramic at the same time. So I'm going to put an ample amount of hot water in the filter and just let it drain through. That's allowing me again to wash the filter, heat this ceramic filter holder, and then again temper our cup. So we'll end up with a really hot cup of coffee. So now I've tempered the top. I have fresh ground coffee. Today we're using the Burundi, and that was roasted this week. So we have fresh green beans, roasted perfectly, fresh, and then freshly ground to order. Right now I have coffee in the filter, and I just want to shake that down, make it nice and even. And the first step is blooming the coffee. So I'm going to apply a measure of water, just enough to saturate the grounds. And what that's allowing is the gases, natural gases in the coffee to be released, and that's going to allow me to penetrate the coffee with the water. So I'm just going to pour right into the center and add just enough to saturate and not really have any coffee brewing at the moment. So right now you can literally see the coffee grow. The gases are being released, and we refer this as the bloom. So it's about 30 seconds. You can time it, or you can literally just watch it happen. So as the beans deflate, you realize that you've saturated as much as you can, and now I'm going to apply the rest of the water. I want to do this in pulses. So my first step is really just to get the water quietly saturated, not really disturbing the coffee bed so much, and get everything soaked. But I'm not pushing the water up onto the edge of the filter. As I move higher on the filter, the water would just be moving directly across the filter. So what I want to do is just keep the water and the coffee in contact at the same level. So I'm just trying to move the water and the coffee in just a little pulses. And in the end, what I end up with is as I'm filling, it's releasing out of the bottom. So it's almost at the same rate. So there's no real loss. I keep the water at the same level and brew all the way the full cup. Now this is measured specifically for this 12 ounces cup, and we do approximately 2 grams per ounce. So that gives me, for this 12 ounce, about 25 grams of coffee in here, which is approximately 2 scoops of a common coffee scoop, if you want a guideline measure. And right now I'm just paying attention to how readily this is flowing. I want to keep all the water in contact. I want to keep it flowing. I'm not really moving it up. And then I'm about halfway, and I'm approximately 2 minutes into this brewing cycle. And I want to finish this whole cycle right around 3 minutes. So 2 minutes, 45 seconds, 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes. That varies a little bit on the size of the cup that you're using. So more coffee, you can get a little bit longer extraction. For something around 12 ounces, we're looking for about 2.5 minutes. You can weigh the water, we measure the water, but in this process with this stand, I just use my eye, so I watch it fill up, and I'm approximately finished now. So I'm just going to let the rest of the coffee drain, and then we'll have a fresh cup of coffee. As the last bit of water goes through, we have a perfect fresh cup of coffee.